What's up? This is Ross with Tactics Boardshop, and right now you're watching Fact Friday, and we're talking about bearings. People always ask us, what bearings should I get? What are the fastest bearings? That sort of thing. So we're actually here to dispel a couple myths. One of the first things that you'll see on most bearings is an ABEC rating, and that rates bearings preciseness. And it was first created to rate bearings that are used on heavy machinery that's spinning at really high RPMs. And it really doesn't have a whole lot of relevance to skateboarding because the RPMs that we're spinning at when we're skating around are much lower than those. And even like an ABEC, 1 through 3 bearing really is gonna have a similar performance when spinning at our speeds. And the ABEC rating also doesn't take into account all the different sort of side loads and other forces that are gonna be happening when you're skateboarding. So, a higher ABEC rated bearing doesn't necessarily roll any faster for skateboarding. So what you should be taking into account is what type of materials are being used, how they're designed. Are they designed specifically for skateboarding, or are they just some generic bearing that someone bought from a factory in China and branded as their own bearings? The other biggest thing is clean bearings versus dirty bearings. You can have a really expensive bearing or a really inexpensive bearing, and a lot of times the biggest difference in how it's going to roll is based on how clean it is or how new it is or how well oiled it is. So a good bearing that's easy to clean, it makes a big difference. We also have this Bones cleaning kit, and there's other sorts of cleaning kits that you can buy that are really help you out, keep your bearings clean. If you take care of your bearing, even if it's an inexpensive one, it's going to last you a lot longer. I usually ride just these Section 9 push don't pollute bearings. Inexpensive bearings. They're not very easy to clean, so they don't really last me too long. But I get a good life out of them, and then I move on to the next set. A good bearing to buy is Bones Reds. These are one of the most popular. These are the ones we recommend a lot because they're quality bearings. Bones doesn't ABEC rate their bearings, they skate rate them, which is kind of their own system because they actually make their bearings designed for skateboarding, and they know that ABEC ratings can be pretty irrelevant. So they skate rate them, and Bones Reds are also a pretty reasonable price. Get a little sticker in there when you buy them too. They only have a shield on one side, which makes it really easy to get in there and clean them out. A clean bearing is gonna last you a lot longer. Ceramic bearings, also an upgrade that you can make. People always ask about those. Believe it or not, ceramic balls are actually harder than the steel ones in the regular bearings, so they can actually help to self-clean the bearing while spinning, and they don't rust, that sort of thing. Another type of bearing are built-in bearings. These are the ABEC 11 ones. They're the first ones to do it, but other companies are doing it as well. And that actually has a built-in spacer in it, so there's less seams in there, less points of friction, so you get a more precise bearing. And it really accounts for all those side loads when you're power sliding, especially with soft wheels at higher speeds. So, again, to wrap things up, clean bearing. It's going to be a fast bearing. We have this Bones cleaner. There's other cleaners as well that you can get. And a bearing that's designed for skateboarding that is going to be built with better materials is going to be a better, faster, longer lasting bearing. Any more questions, drop them in the box below or hit us up on tactics.com and check out anything you need for your bearing needs.